Okay, so yesterday I did a video about this veteran getting screwed over by the Justice Department, and today I want to do a couple videos on thoughts on a couple of famous cases. So the first one is on Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was killed, like, oh my God, 14 years ago, maybe even longer. It's been a long time. And he was a young kid, a teenager who was killed while walking to his mom's house or something. So I'm sure you heard of it. And so I want to start off by saying that I live in the hood right now. You know, it's not like the worst hood in Galveston or in freaking Texas, but it's pretty hood. You know, we call it the dirty 30s. There's I don't know, homicides all up and down my street, robberies, people have been shot. I don't know, you find there's homeless people everywhere. To the point that I think like just a block from where I live, they found a homeless person dead inside somebody's car. He just crawled up in there, I guess trying to escape the cold. And then they found another homeless person 2 blocks away from my house by a church. And every now and then, like there's like just some random homicides up and down the street, or people getting robbed or stabbed or something, you know. So it's hood, and I lived there pretty much my whole life. So with that being said, I also walk home sometimes. I like to walk the streets. Sometimes I walk to work and back, or ride my bicycle and to downtown Galveston. And if you ever lived like in a big city like New York or DC, you might notice that everybody just minds their own business. You know, that when people walk in the streets, nobody's paying attention to nobody because there's a lot of craziness. People just ignore everybody. You can't, they call it being rude, but it's not about being rude. It's that you're not trying to be friends with people. You know, you're just trying to go from point A to point B. You're not trying to help out anybody. You know, you're just minding your own business, you know. And like on my way to work, a lot of times I stop at the convenience store. Every time I stop in there, there's homeless people. And these homeless people are always, asking for money. Every single day I get asked for money. And, almost, excuse me. You know, most of the time you just ignore people. So one thing I know from living in the hood, you just ignore everyone around you. You know, you mind your own business. Nothing nice is gonna come from a stranger in the middle of the night. So this kid, Trayvon Martin, was walking home in the middle of the night. I'm assuming he's lived in the hood most of his life, or long enough to know that you don't talk to strangers. You just mind your own business and you walk home. Part of the case that I remember was that he was texting his this girl. I don't know if she was his girlfriend or he wanted or just a girlfriend, like a friend. And he was texting her, "Hey, this dude's like following me," you know. And that sets off alarm bells. You know, if I see somebody following me, you know, I'm thinking, nothing good's gonna come out of it. So George Zimmerman was doing like a neighborhood watch, and he claims that Trayvon attacked him. And I've always said that this case was a self-defense case, but the guy who was doing self-defense got killed. That being said, Trayvon. Because if somebody is following me in the hood, I don't know, you don't approach me. If you approach me, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm striking. You know, I'm not gonna give you a chance to rob or kill me or something. You know, it's just knowledge that you don't approach people, especially in the hood. You know, I guess George Zimmerman, he might have not, he's not from the hood. It looks like he's from a richer neighborhood. And he probably doesn't know that, that you're not friendly. People ain't friendly. Everybody just minds their own business. It's nothing but trouble, especially, as being a kid, if being approached by an armed guy, because George Zimmerman had a gun, and his claim is that he was struck first. We don't know this because, in self-defense, if you kill the other person, if it's a two people fight, you're the only one that's going to be alive to tell the story. So you could spin it however you want. You could honestly, you could go and kill somebody and just claim self-defense. And if it's just you and that person, who's going to know? It's something that always goes in the back of my mind, that somebody could do that to me, claim self-defense. That's why I'm always like, want to be around cameras or something to kind of like CYA, but yeah, so that's what his thing was, that he was claiming self-defense the whole time that Trayvon attacked him. And I'm always thinking, what if he did attack you? Could he not have the right to attack somebody, a person, because he thought he was about to get robbed? Because he's like, obviously you're following his ass, and I know when it comes to self-defense, everybody says you have to wait until you get attacked. But yet, when it comes to self-defense for law enforcement, they always strike first, and they always say, oh, I feared for my life. That's why I did it. I feared for my life. But so, can citizens say the same thing? Hey, I feared for my life, man. I thought I was gonna, dude was gonna rob me, so I attacked first, So, there is a thing about the person who strikes first is usually the person who's gonna win. Like in a street fight, or not just in a street fight, just in life in general, because you have the advantage. You have everything going for you. You know when the attack is gonna start because you're the one that's gonna start it. It's like a sucker punch. If you ever see somebody get sucker punched, they usually lose, because they don't see it coming. Or like I say, in the military, an ambush. An ambush is your worst enemy, because your enemy's attacking you and you don't expect it, and they already have it planned out. You're just reacting. So when it comes to self-defense, people think that a lot of people want to wait until they get attacked and then they defend themselves. But by that time, you're just reacting. You're struggling, So if somebody were to follow me, or I fear for my life as I'm walking home on a dark night, especially through the hood, I'm not waiting to be attacked before I react. I'm defending myself. I don't look approachable. I make myself not look approachable. So if somebody's really approaching me, they mean business, especially at nighttime. I can see. Like, for example, if I was a female, same situation. Let's say Trayvon Martin was a female. Would we not side with Trayvon Martin saying, oh yeah, why is this big dude following this chick home? Obviously, she's thinking, hey, this dude's has ill intentions, But since he's a man, or he's a male, and also like possibly he was big. I mean, he was a tall kid, and he's black, so obviously he has that going against him. People kind of just want to put him like almost like a criminal, But if he was a female, let's just say he was a female, who would side with George Zimmerman? I don't think anybody would side with him. They'd be like, why are you following this female in the middle of the night, and so she hits you? Yeah, damn right. Because she has to, because she's not gonna wait until you grab her. Like I said, if you were to just follow a random female through a park, and she ended up stalking you, wouldn't that be almost expected? A complete stranger, you're following them in the middle of the night. especially in a bad neighborhood, in a neighborhood where you know stuff goes down, you know. So you're already on high alert. You know, if it was like in a well lit area where and it's populated, and you know it's daytime, you know, it's a different story. But at nighttime, your senses are heightened, and in the hood, it's really heightened. You have to stay alert, or you're gonna be a mark. You know, you're gonna be a victim. That's what I always thought about this case. I was like, I always thought it was self-defense, but the dude that did the self-defense got killed. I always sided with Trayvon Martin, especially since George Zimmerman ain't a cop. It ain't his business to be following people and talking to them, or trying to like interrogate them. Ain't nobody doesn't have to stop and talk to you. You know, you're not law enforcement. And what do you plan on doing once you stop them? You know, if you're a neighborhood watch, you're supposed to just call stuff in. You're not top flight security, nothing. You know, just call it in and stay away. You know, because you have no authority. But the dude, he has like some sort of complex, inferior complex, and he wanted to, feel real good about himself. And afterwards, he talked about it like, you know, I guess he was selling some Skittles stuff, and he was kind of making fun of the case. And I bet you he's the type of guy that feels really like, really macho. Yeah, that he got to kill somebody. You know, like I said before in another video, anybody could kill. It's if you really want to feel like a man, challenge yourself. You know, do something. You know, killing a kid ain't doesn't make you like a man. You know, go fight, like get in a ring with somebody, and somebody bigger than you. You know, somebody like a challenge. You know, if you really want to prove that you're a tough guy, do some tough guy stuff. You know, don't go after easy targets. You know, and so I always felt like that about this case, that Trayvon was justified in how he acted. If he acted like that, like I said, I've been around people who've killed people, that they've killed and hurt people in self-defense. And rule of thumb is the victim doesn't talk. So you can write the story however you want. So people who believe, I don't believe people, you know. Men lie, women lie. That's why I like video evidence. And like I said, I don't believe George Zimmerman's case, mainly just because I don't believe people. You know, he's saying that the dude attacked him. I'm not 100% sure. It could have happened. If it did, like I said, Trayvon is justified. If it didn't, then he's obviously definitely guilty. You know, so I guess his best case was trying to make it look like Trayvon was the aggressor. But again, it's kind of just weird because the dude's going home, you're following him. So I had no idea how he's the aggressor when he's trying to avoid you and you're pursuing him. Yes, but it was Florida, and this is what happens with the justice system. This is the whole reason I wanted to do this video, is because the justice system isn't perfect. You know, innocent people get convicted, guilty people, or guilty, or well, not guilty because they got found not guilty, but people we know who did it get away with it, you know. And so it's not perfect. You could always name a case where somebody got away with it, and you could always name a case where somebody got screwed over. So obviously, it's not perfect. And people who just want to take sides, or they probably have a narrative. I'm neutral. I have no stake in the game. So I'm just giving my point of view of what I would do if I was in homie's shoes. You know, if I was Trayvon Martin, I wouldn't have to wait for somebody to get the drop on me. I'm acting first, always. You know, it's just my nature saying that you got to read the room, read the situation. You know, it's almost like instinct. Like I remember I went to this fun house, like a Halloween, where they scare you. and I can never go back to one of those things because as soon as somebody popped out, first thing I did, I hit him, and as soon as I punched him, I was like, oh damn, like my bad, like, and I did it. I didn't even think about it; it just happened, and right afterwards, I felt like so bad, and I was like, I can't do this because it just comes naturally to if you feel spooked or in a certain area, you just want to. Your like instinct is to defend yourself, you know. And like I said, when I walk home, I'm always armed, you know, and so that kind of gives me a little peace of mind. But I'm always ready to use it, and I'm always just aware, you know. And I've had some weird encounters of people trying to talk to me, give me, hey, come on here, like, just keep on going, you know. I mind my own business, you know. I'm not. I know what's up. I'm not gonna be an easy target again. So that's my thoughts on it. I don't know. Not trying to make this political. Just keep it simple. You know, what would you do if you were in that situation? And again, if Trayvon was a chick, would we think about this differently? You know, a dude following a chick home. You know, wouldn't we think, man? Well, I mean. Yeah, she has the right to defend herself first, man. Strike first, especially if you feel like you're in a weaker position. You know, you don't have a weapon on you. You're skinny. You know, you're not really trying to be about that life. You're just trying to go home. Yeah, that's that's the way I feel. You know. All right, that's it for today.